Hello everyone and welcome to the Extreme TIG channel. So for today's video I got a 6-inch spool set up with a T fitting here. It's on the rollers, but for educational purposes I'm gonna do in position. So today's subject is a freehand. So I'm gonna do freehand root pass. So every welder has doubt which strategy will be the best, freehand or walking the cup. Especially beginners, they think walking the cup is the best thing. Well, freehand is a must to learn. It's gonna help you definitely in a field, or if you're in a shop, you're gonna walk the cup. And I'm just gonna show a couple basic stuffs here with the freehand. The most important thing is prep, clean up. Everything gotta be prepped, nice, clean. I put 3 root tacks, feather edge. Always go a couple inches to clean from the edge. For setting, we got a Miller XMT 350. This is the amperage 130, 135. Cup size 8. And as you can see here, the tungsten stick out up to 10 mil. I usually go by reference, just push inside the bevel, and when the tungsten is touching the edge of that bevel, that's pretty much stick out. As you can see here, one of the technique, you can just hold that handle and basically weld with your knuckles. Try to keep your hand steady and rotate that wrist when you go up. And the whole idea of a freehand is to learn how to control, how to be steady and weld at the same time. You can also do this, hold the torch and try to support with your use your fingers. So kind of you have a steady hand while you're welding. It's pretty much, it's a side-to-side motion. So the whole idea of the freehand is once you end up in the field, there's not much room, and you were in the shop all the time walking the cup, you know, and then you're gonna have struggle. So if you freehand, I like to freehand root pretty much on every joint if I can, especially at the bottom part. And then once I go up to 9 o'clock, then I like to just lean my cup on a pipe and continue on. So this is the freehand with a back feed feeding technique. On the bottom part, as I already said on the earlier beginning of the video, 135 amps, 130. You can even go lower. The whole idea, you want to have a nice and good build up for your root, especially on the bottom part. So we're not gonna have any suck back later on a hot pass. As you can see here, this is the whole idea of the, I'm holding on the bottom of that handle of that torch, and try to keep your hand steady while you're feeding, and just slowly side to side and progressing up. This is the whole idea of the freehand. There's lots of benefits to it. Once you dial in with that technique, it's gonna be really helpful for you. Even if you're in a shop, it's a good thing to practice. I like to looking through the gap and just a freehand while doing back feed with a rod. You can do that as well, or even depends what you like. You can position yourself at bottom, like doing overhand, and do the freehand support with a pinky. There is also TIG finger, famous TIG finger from Welding Tips and Tricks, so you not get burned when you're doing freehand. I'm now climbing up on the top part from 9 to 12 o'clock. You just kind of slowly rotate your wrist, that inclination of tungsten, you're pointing As you can see here, you want to melt that rod. I'm keeping that rod inside. It's just on the other side of that tack, so I'm pull it out before I reach that tack, and I'm gonna do a tie in from the outside, just a dip here. There's no rush with a freehand. You want to go slow. So you're gonna have nice good control. You can see inside what's going on. You want to burn those edges. No need to rush, guys. Like welding, it's you don't want to rush. Take your time. It's all about the prep and how you position yourself. You want to support it. If you're too shaky, then you want to support yourself as best you can. There's a couple tricks. Yeah, that's the root from the inside. Now the half of the spool is done. It's a nice, good, consistent root all the way around. That's why I like a freehand, because with the freehand I always kind of have a better control. Even though my hand is shaky sometimes, I still got a way better control, as you probably focus more on what you're doing, so that's actually helpful. Okay, now we're from the other side on the bottom part. And that's how it goes. This is the freehand TIG welding. Didn't do any speed up. It is what it is. That's exactly like real time. It goes slow. Sometimes it looks like you don't even move from spot, but it's progressing. And it all depends from the gap. I like 532. Maybe that's why I go a little bit slower. If you got maybe smaller gap, like tight 1/8, and then you go with 332, maybe we can go maybe a little bit faster, like lay wire technique, and then it just maybe run, and maybe you can speed up. But as I said, no rush. You want to put the nice, good, solid root inside, and that's the whole idea of freehand, just to learn how to control your hand as well, not only the puddle. And that's it. This is the root. I'm just gonna show you an example. I got one more joint I did here. So this is kinda the whole idea. I'm looking through the gap from the side, but as you can see, my wrist. You know, the sometimes inclination is changed. It's not always some kind of perfect angle. 15, 20, 25 degrees. It's always changed. You know, depends how the puddle behaves. You know, lots of factors that can affect that puddle. It's a little bit tight here on the top. Just gonna do from the bottom. Same thing. Feeding from inside, back feed, and slowly going up. And you know, guys, like even if your hand is shaky, that's alright. That's normal. You know, we all humans got. But as I said, it's good practice. It doesn't matter if it's shaky. You just gotta learn how to control that head. Either you're gonna support or lean against the pipe, but you gotta be careful. Pipes get hot. If you're holding up too much, you're close to that cup, the cup is gonna get hot. If you're holding on the bottom of the handle, as I do, that requires a little bit more control, as it's gonna be really shaky. But you can also support with your elbow onto your lower body, like a stomach or a hip, just to have that steady arm, and then you just bending your wrist while you're going around the pipe. That's one of the tricks. Try that. Okay, that's the root on the second joint, the same thing. Never had issue with a freehand, love freehand, especially on a 6-inch, 8-inch. Especially if you can be from the top and then just looking through the gap and doing freehand. That's ideal. But freehand is mostly for the field, for tight position, tight spots, where you can't walk the cup, or either if it's horizontal weld. Especially if you're working with the Boilermakers, there's gonna be lots of freehand there. This is slowly on the top, closing in on that. I'm gonna do tie in here. I'm just gonna dip it here, like just gonna open that, doing like a keyhole while dipping. And then just finish on the side. Yeah, that's it pretty much for the root, for the freehand. This is all the freehand for the root pass in this video. I'll just buff every pass. I'm gonna do 170 for the hot pass. I'm not worried about any suckback or that. Even though I'm gonna do hot pass with the 332. For root I had a 1/8 rod, and this one is a 332. With 170 you can go really fast, and that's the whole idea of the hot pass. So you're not gonna go slow, so your travel speed is gonna be really fast. You're not gonna pause on one spot, and you can go fast. And as I said, clean every pass with a buffing wheel. You don't want to have any impurities inside. Clean it good. Clean, clean, clean. Always clean. Then you have a nice clean puddle, as you can see it here. And that's it, guys. Hot pass is done. From now on it's gonna be just stick. As I said, this was just in position for educational purposes. Pup is gonna be in rollout. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one, guys. Take care.